let's talk AI. Like, you guys got some stuff built into here now that helps with the titles and the thumbnails and all of that good stuff that we need help with as smaller creators.
Yeah, and actually, and before AI, kind of repeating what I always do. It's start a keyword explorer, but at this point, there are these options. You don't have to start a keyword explorer if you don't want to. If AI is a thing, go for AI. It's a great place to start too. And so one of the easiest, simplest ones is title generator. So what I like to do and how I like to encourage people to use it is
I'm excited for you guys to check out today's video. It's actually being brought to you in partnership with Bootstrapping Redefined 2023. This is the 4th annual conference, and this year it focuses on leadership. If you're a leader in ministry, a leader in business, aspiring to be a leader, trying to figure out how do you grow your team and work better with them, this is the conference for you. Now, this conference has been in Virginia, it's been in Maryland. This year it's coming to Atlanta, Georgia. If you're anywhere close to the Atlanta metro area, definitely get your in-person seat right now. But maybe you can't get to Atlanta. We have virtual access, and the team over at Bootstrapping Redefined gave me a huge discount code. So make sure you check that out before all those codes are used up. I'm excited for this conference, get a chance to be a part of it again. Great speakers, great lineup. Now, let's get over to the interview because you guys are really going to enjoy this one.
What's going on, everybody? We are back for another Teach Me Tuesday. I'm excited for this one because I like talking about tools that will help creators, specifically tools that help me as a creator. And so when I got started in YouTube back in January 2020, I was looking on the internet for everything to help me grow my YouTube channel. And then one of the tools that I came across was something called TubeBuddy, which I still use to this day. So I thought it would be fitting to reach out to TubeBuddy and see if we can get the latest and greatest updates on what's happening there and how you guys can start to grow your YouTube channel using this tool. With me today, my guest, I feel like he's a friend already as we've been chatting right before we started this interview, Lyric Gomez. How's it going, man? Appreciate you for being here with us today.
pretty good. Thanks for having me. And happy Tuesday to those watching this, or if it's another day, whatever day it is, happy day.
Yeah.
Again, thanks for having me. It's been very cool, and also excited just to talk about all the things TubeBuddy, YouTube, whatever it is that comes out of this conversation.
Yeah, man. TubeBuddy has really helped me, like, just having access to a whole bunch of features as I'm doing my YouTube video, but we'll get to that. But introduce yourself. What do you do at TubeBuddy? Who are you? How can you help us out, man?
Good question. I think I should have probably added a bit more to that.
I'm asking you now.
Okay. Well, my name is Lyric Gomez. I'm in charge of all product education, or TubeBuddy product education. The TubeBuddy product expert there, and a lot of people might be seeing my face around the TubeBuddy education channel, previously TubeBuddy support, and done some voiceover in our main TubeBuddy channel as well. But most of my days are writing up tutorials, writing up walkthroughs, doing trainings in the background, and streaming every Thursday on just kind of deep dives on TubeBuddy. Not just how to use it, but alternative ways of using it and different ways of thinking about it.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there. So you are the guy that we need to talk to, is what I heard. So can you explain to us what is TubeBuddy and how it can help creators, specifically like smaller creators? People might just getting into YouTube and might not know the resources that are available to them. What is TubeBuddy for us smaller creators?
Yeah, TubeBuddy is a set of tools, and when we start building YouTube channels, there's a lot of work that comes into it. And some of those pieces are understanding your audiences and trying to figure out what video to make for them. And then how do you find them and then have your video discoverable by them. And then there's a whole other piece of trying to be as productive as possible, because there's so many administrative and operations and all the things that come with just getting a video uploaded. And so TubeBuddy helps with those things primarily. It helps with understanding the audiences. It looks into YouTube search. It pulls out that data so you can see, how popular something is at the moment. So you could be going to multiple different websites trying to collect data, or you can have it right there in YouTube as you're working on YouTube, as you're searching through YouTube, all that data right next to you. And that, so not only is the data there for you and accessible, but it's helping you save time by being there. And there's a whole other set of tools as well to help save time and automation, and also introducing AI.
Yeah.
As it is the latest and greatest these days, we've also have been incorporating a lot of AI and growing a lot with it so far. So for small creators, it's a great place to start when it comes to learning the audience and who you're making videos for, and that's a great tool to use.
Yeah, I remember when I was first starting to use it, trying to figure out like what titles should be to my videos, and kind of just seeing the search ranking and looking at keywords. So a lot of the content, I started to look at the keywords, but it wasn't like guessing. It was looking at the tool and seeing that this certain keyword had a score. Like I like the score thing in there, says poor, fair, good.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it takes a lot of that guesswork, and as any creator would start to grow, then there's so much data in it that now at a certain point, anybody will be able to start deciding, okay, these are specific pieces of metrics that I'm after. And but when you're starting out, there's a lot of information to absorb, so it's a great way to condense a lot of that data, especially when looking up keywords and all types of search phrases. It just makes it a little easy to start somewhere, and as that knowledge grows, then it's already available for you to pick and choose what you need.
yeah, yeah. That, like I said, like I love the keyword search. I also love the split testing with the thumbnails. That really let me know I needed to kind of step up my graphic level, because I would look at similar videos in my category that might have been talking about the same subject, and I would look and I would compare my thumbnail to their thumbnails, and I was like, ooh, I don't think I would click on my own thumbnail. What are some of the like top tools that you've
I know the
seen?
feel.
Yeah, like what are some of these other tools that maybe I should look at? Just
So, and
yeah.
actually kind of staying on the, for new creators, Keyword Explorer is, if anything, when it comes to new creators, I always send them right there. Keyword Explorer is a great place to start, but there's a second one that I like to combine with it. And on the topic that we're talking about right now, and kind of checking thumbnails, is SEO Studio. Also, when you're learning how to optimize and what SEO even is, SEO Studio kind of helps just guide you along the way. It's there as a guide, framework that you can start to remember and utilize over and over, and even create a template. But my favorite part, and with any creator at any stage, in SEO Studio is step 3, where you can upload, your thumbnail idea, you have your title idea, you have everything put together, whether you even have a video published or not. You can look at what your thumbnail would look like in the search results for a certain keyword. So, if it is starting out on YouTube, and you'll get a, set of results, you'll see how your thumbnail and title looks like in those results. So it gives you a great way of determining, are you standing out? Are you getting lost? Would you even click on your own thumbnail if all these other thumbnails are better? It's really, really helpful, and still I use it every time I'm getting ready to upload a video. Every
Yeah.
single.
I like the fact that it's a plug-in too. And so it makes it really simple to navigate through, because I was on the web-based platform here. I had logged in and was just going through it that way. But then I had went into my own account, and I just went to my video and hit the plug-in. Can you kind of talk about, like, I don't know, like how easy it is to use it? Because for
Yeah,
me, I find it very simple, that I don't have to go to a website, but it's right in my YouTube studio, and I can look at
yeah.
navigate through it.
And back to one of the, aside from having data and research, it's productivity.
Yeah.
And so having this, it's a browser extension, and so once it's loaded into your browser, I like to use the phrase, TubeBuddy's scattered around YouTube like confetti once it's installed. everywhere you go on YouTube, if there's something for you to do, TubeBuddy might be there next to you.
Hmm.
That was really the concept behind TubeBuddy. It's like it's your buddy. It's right there with you. So if you're looking through the comments, there's tools for comments. If you're getting ready to upload, there's tools for uploading templates and SEO Studio, so you already have your title, description, tags, everything ready to go. Or just any, from even Title Generator, our new AI tool, where if you're working on your content under title, there's a TubeBuddy button. So everywhere you're going, there's TubeBuddy placed in all the areas to help you speed up that process and just to give you a boost to your creativity if you're looking for that.
Yeah.
And it's a quick, easy install, and it's just ready to go.
Yeah, let's talk a little AI because that's been all the rage, and I even found myself as I was getting stuck here a couple months ago. I was like, let me just throw it in Chat GPT and see what titles it generates for me, and because I had been using TubeBuddy the way I had always used it, but last week I really was like, okay, trying to get my processes down with when do I come up with my title, when do I do my thumbnail, and then record and some of the stuff you guys missed the pre-show. We were talking about this workflow thing. And I was going through it here last week, and I started to see the AI generator tool. So I'm like, oh, I don't have to go and leave YouTube and go out here to another platform. Like, let's talk AI. Like, you guys got some stuff built into here now that helps with the titles and the thumbnails and all of that good stuff that we need help with as smaller creators.
Yeah, and actually, and before AI, I'm kind of repeating what I always do. It's start a keyword explorer, but at this point there are these options. You don't have to start a keyword explorer if you don't want to. If AI is the thing, go for AI. It's a great place to start too. And so one of the easiest, simplest ones is title generator. So what I like to do and how I like to encourage people to use it is, you have your idea, or let's say you use Keyword Explorer, you found a keyword you really want to use, a really popular search phrase, and you would go to that title generator tool and throw that in there and let it come up with some title ideas for you. Now, I'm not a fan of using AI to be the deciding factor. So I think as creators, we still need to take that decision making power. And as a creator creating for our audience, no one's going to know our audience is better than us, the creator. So what I like to do is allow it to enhance the creativity. Allow it to give you some title ideas, take a piece out of that, throw it right back into title generator, do it again. Find something else in the results, maybe piece out some of the things from multiple results, throw it right back into title generator, keep going over and over until you found this nice, neat, pretty little title that you can use on the videos. And if you did have a legend license or a bigger channel, then throwing it onto an A/B test, which will every 24 hours will test it against your audience and see, does it improve your CTR? Do you get more clicks? Do you get more views based because of that? And it's good information. So title generator is excellent. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then there is my second favorite, which is thumbnail analyzer. It creates this heat map. It simulates a human's kind of eyeball. It lasers in on just where could it be spending the most time on. And so, but what does that mean? Like, we simulating a human, and kind of, but it's looking at what kind of distractions might be there. So imagine having a thumbnail with a big, bright red mark somewhere. Even us that would look at a thumbnail, we'd probably, being self-aware of our eyes, we'd probably glare at that red for a bit. Like, why is that even there? And maybe look around it. What's happening? What's the point of that? Same idea. Thumbnail analyzer will do that. It kind of looks for those distractions, or looks for that extra pollution, and it'll show you that kind of heat map. And that, how I like to use that is, does it make sense that that eyeball is looking in this area. Is the topic of my video there? Is the tool that I'm training on right there, or is it some bright glow behind me that's pulling the attention away from where it should be looking?
Wow.
And yeah, and otherwise I could be sitting there thinking of my thumbnail. What do I need to pick, or what do I need to change? How do I adjust it? Instead, throw it into Thumbnail Analyzer. Let it look at it for you. It starts to enhance the creative process, and I love that.
Yeah, as you're saying that, I'm like, man, I want to go and just take some of my old thumbnails and analyze the ones of the videos that have performed really well and the videos that have underperformed, and see if I can make that correlation there. It, give me some feedback. Titles, thumbnails, like what's more important? Are they equally important? What do we need to do
Oof.
to get some people to click on our videos? Where do we?
At this
TubeBuddy does
point,
everything, but
it feels like at this point it feels like I say one thing today and tomorrow it changes.
mm,
It's but that's also what I love about just making content. I have ADHD, and I think a lot of people out there can relate. And so always having something different and things change works for me.
hmm
Thrive under that kind of change. But I think it kind of switches around. But I like to kind of take a step back and look at it as I'm only going to look at my audience.
hmm
What do they like more? Do they like the titles? Do they like titles more, or do they like thumbnails more?
hmm
And for one person, one creator's audience, it might be all about the thumbnails. It might be all about that art style. Or for another creator, it might be about that wordplay in the titles, and not so much the visuals or the colors or the font or excitement and the emotions in our faces. It might be something else. And it, again, channel to channel is a little bit different. But as long as we focus on what our audience is looking for, then we're gonna win.
Yeah, yeah,
You
that's
know,
good
either
information.
way.
I
And
like.
in general, thumbnails, but I know it's always changing. And ultimately, though, also I'll say one other piece about that is thumbnails and titles could mean nothing if your content is good. If you have good content,
hmm
you could put any kind of thumbnail and title. It and the YouTube algorithm will find the people for you,
hmm
um, because it's good and it's already being received by people that are watching it. It just starts to
Yeah,
propagate and exponentially explode into the wild rivers of the algorithm.
yeah, yeah. The algorithm. Uh,
Yeah, the
the
almighty algorithm.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people now talking about how important it is to understand and know your audience. And I use the comments feature. I'm trying to learn how to use the community tab a little bit more to tap into
Likewise.
spaces. Yeah, to continue to understand what they're looking for and getting that feedback and make sure that at the end of the day I'm providing you know the value of why they subscribe to the channel, things like that.
Yeah.
Uh, give us a give us a tip as we get ready to wrap up here. Someone that's maybe starting YouTube this year. Is it too late to start YouTube, or like have they missed the wave? Should they go hop on Threads or every other new app that's coming out here?
Tourette's, I know. Oh, there's so many social media platforms. I don't know what to
Maybe
do with
that's the
myself.
question I should ask. What platform do you think is the best platform for creators? Like I'm
Woo.
biased toward YouTube, man. I've had so much success, not because my channels got big, it's because of like the exposure that it gave me. Like it gives me instant
Yeah.
credibility. Like people are like, oh, you're on YouTube, you got a channel, like and affiliate links and brand sponsorship. Like I'm like so biased toward like go to
Yeah, and I
YouTube.
mean, they all really serve a purpose. I think that kind of going, back to the first question is, is it too late for anybody in YouTube? No, definitely not. It is growing and fast. And there's just more people, and there's more
Yeah.
people tuning into YouTube, and more people becoming creators too. And so there's a lot of content out there, but it's never too late and YouTube isn't a dying platform. It, we have we're watching software move and change and thrive. That's evolving. That means it's alive still, and that's really telling of what YouTube is right now. It's changing in so many ways, and it's constantly experimenting and exploring different ways of delivering solutions that creators are creating for people and value, whether it's entertainment or a tutorial. And so then, what is the best platform if, let's say, somebody wants to just make stuff? Go where your audience is. There's TubeBuddy, it's YouTube. So we made tools for YouTube. It's going to be YouTube. But it doesn't mean that we stay away from these other social media platforms. These are all tools that enable us to be able to reach out more, because they don't just hang out in YouTube. Sometimes they're hanging out in other places. And being able to be accessible to them in these different avenues is also giving value to the people that are subscribing to you or supporting you in whatever platform you are on. Some communities thrive on Facebook, and that's great. And then use other platforms to keep everyone or your audiences at arm's reach. They feel that. I feel that when I'm looking for answers or anywhere else. They feel when they're asking about TubeBuddy and we're there on Twitter or X now,
Yeah.
or Threads and even Web3. There's Mastodon, and so there's all these little pockets, and just knowing that you're accessible like that, it's always going to be good, and it opens up some doors to be discovered by more people. So
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
bad promotional strategy either.
Yeah, yeah. I used to use YouTube as like, I still do to a degree, it's like the place I answer questions. So if people have questions on other platforms, I'll create a video around it and then I'll upload to my channel. And wherever that question comes from, I can kind of point them back to where I really want them to go and kind of hang
Yeah.
out with me and build that online presence and relationship there. So
Yeah.
this is
Then
good stuff.
think of it like a business. It's a funnel system.
Yeah.
You're starting it, start funneling it over to that video, and then once
Yeah.
they're at that first video, you funnel them over to the next video and the next one, and you give them a whole freeway or railroad or roller coaster thing.
Yeah, I had a conversation with some entrepreneur friends, and we were talking funnels and systems and things, and they were talking about the complexity of their funnel, and they kind of got to me. I was like, "What's your funnel look like?" And I'm like, "It's kind of YouTube." So I put it there, and then I let them come down and click in the description where they want to go from there. So as
Yeah.
long as I keep filling, making the top of the funnel look attractive, then I'm able to get my leads to come in and kind of go from there. And they're like, YouTube, like they were kind of thrown back. "Well, it's not an email list that goes here with redirects." I was like, no, it's not. My funnel doesn't require all those steps.
Yeah.
So I've been able to love the platform because of that. But yeah, this is good, man. You said TubeBuddy has some plans and stuff like that. I know you can get started for free. Can you kind of walk us through a little high level of what the different plans include and some of those features?
Yeah. So we have TubeBuddy free. I mean, anybody can start with TubeBuddy and start with a free license. And there's a set of tools that are for free and some limitations of, for example, title generator. You can do about 5, and then in order to use it in an unlimited fashion, then bumping up to a pro license, and then a legend license is what we have. Pro is what I would recommend for growing, starting YouTubers. That way you have access to all the tools that you need in order to build that channel, build that house with the right tools. And Legend is what I would recommend for the experienced and already growing channel that probably has maybe 50 to 100 or more videos, already a large channel, to really gain the most value. I think anybody can really gain a legend, or can still have value, even a brand new channel. But I think the majority of its power can be taken advantage of when there's a larger set of data to work with.
Yeah.
And so yeah, pro definitely the way to go. And otherwise, free. Try it out, and then let us know if you want maybe some extra time. We'll figure
Yeah.
something out.
I will definitely have it linked in the comment section and the description section so you guys can jump over there and get the plug-in. Highly recommend it. Like Lyric said, it like goes with you all over the internet. So you will definitely be able to see like what you need to focus on, based on keywords and all that good stuff. Like I said, I like the overall score thing. That's
Yeah,
my favorite part of the tool.
it's our
Uh,
main most popular one.
yeah, I'm looking
It's
at one now.
for
It says
as long as we've
fair.
been
I'm like,
a
I'm like,
thing.
I can do another one that says, because it says search volume. Like I'm big on like if there's no search volume, like should I make this video? And then competition weighted. I'm like, ooh, that's a good one because if there's no
Yeah,
competition there, then it's very limited, and I can really focus in on that. Like I know the answers to the test before I get started on the test, and
boom,
that's how
well
I
said.
use TubeBuddy. So. But before, I appreciate your time, Lyric. As we get out of here, can you give us like one tip for new creators? Like, we're jumping into YouTube, and we're maybe trying to figure out equipment, what our channel should be about. How often do I post? What is kind of like the one tip you would give people to kind of help them reduce the overwhelm of getting started on YouTube?
Just make videos. Let all the rest be pushed to the side. Just start making some videos because that is the part that will, you know, I think the hardest part is consistency
Hmm.
and then finding your voice. And so the way to really do that, to build those strong skills, those required skills, is just making videos. And back to, one of the things I mentioned earlier, at some point, a thumbnail and title won't be as important if you're making good content. And if you're starting off strong by making good content, learning, just getting in front of the camera, whatever you have, a microphone, whatever you have, just start doing it. It's going to start teaching you really quick. There is a lot to learn and there's a lot to absorb, and everything will begin to fall into place as we make videos. And that's the one thing that I would tell anybody every time is just start making videos. Don't worry about it, even if it's bad. Don't worry about it. Just do it, and you'll laugh about it later.
Yeah.
And when you are laughing, you're going to be looking at a channel that has been growing and with great content and a community that loves you.
I definitely get a chuckle out of my early YouTube videos for sure. For sure. Uh, Lyric,
Yeah.
I appreciate you for being here and hanging out with us on this Teach Me Tuesday. I'm going to link to TubeBuddy information below so that you guys can check that out. Like we do every episode, leave me a comment in the description. What is your takeaway? What did you learn from this interview? Maybe you have questions, especially if you're getting started on YouTube and you have some questions. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Appreciate you guys for being here, and I look forward to hanging out with you guys next week.